Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pick and Roll. This is the NBA betting show that goes live every weekday morning on the Board YouTube channel, which is the NBA content division of the Hammer Betting Network. Typically, it's myself, Jacob, and Pips that are hosting the show. But today, I'm very pleased to say we have special guest PropBomb returning to the show after our NBA season preview. PropBomb, how you feeling today ahead of the big Friday slate?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. It's a lot of competitive games, and I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about some props that I'm on.
All right, I am excited for this one as well. We have 3 picks on the way for you guys. 2 at BetMGM, 1 is going to be at FanDuel. So we'll get into them in just a sec. But reminder before we get started, wanted to tell you guys to smash that like button, give us support on this stream. We've had an amazing run of picks, 16-2 run on Pips' picks on this channel.
Wow.
We have 2 from him today, 1 from PropBomb coming as well, and me and Pips will have the big SGP out a little bit later on today as well. So smash the like button, get us up to 75 likes on today's show, subscribe to the channel, keep up to date with all that great content, and let's get into the picks that we have for today. One last check to make sure everybody can get the price that we have listed here, and yes, we are ready to go. All right. We are going to, first of all, go to the Rockets and Clippers, and we're going to be fading Ivica Zubac. We're going to take him under 10.5 points for minus 115 odds at BetMGM. Once we finish going through all the picks, just so everybody gets them without them moving, we'll go through the reasoning behind all the picks as well. Second play from Pips is the Knicks and Wizards SGP here, plus 100 odds. It's a Mitchell Robinson game, at least we hope so. 10-plus rebounds. 5+ points for the big man and a Knicks money line. And finally, our prop bomb pick coming through as our third play today. This one is in the Sacramento Kings game against the Spurs. I'll fix the graphic in a second, but it's Keegan Murray over 2.5 3-pointers made on FanDuel. Actually, go for the 3+ line. It's minus 130 if you play 3+ instead of over 2.5, which is minus 132. I don't know why, but we'll get a little bit of a better price there. So PropBomb, let's go to you. We have our guest going first here. Talk us through why you're going to go with Keegan Murray on the 3-point line today.
So with Keegan Murray, you look at the game log with him, and he's only gone over this line in 5 of the 10 games this season. But then when you kind of take a step back and you look at the splits with and without De'Aaron Fox, one of 5 games he's hit this without De'Aaron Fox. 4 of 5 games he's hit this with De'Aaron Fox. So that's an 80% hit rate compared to a 20% without De'Aaron Fox. And it makes sense, right? Because when De'Aaron Fox is driving to the paint and creating looks, he's creating better looks for Keegan Murray. He's giving him more space as opposed to a guy like Davion Mitchell. And I like this a lot, too, because the San Antonio Spurs defense right now, they are the second best in 3-point percentage allowed, as well as second best in defensive percentile and spot up shooting, which works into Keegan Murray's play type. You look at those, like just breaking it down matchup wise, you got Wembanyama there roaming around in the paint. And when De'Aaron Fox is driving, you add more penetration, and you got a sagged off defender for Keegan Murray to be left off and wide open for a 3. I think this is a fantastic way to target his props. I do lean the over 14.5, but just with the splits I'm seeing with De'Aaron Fox on the court and the fact that he's hitting 3 or more 3-pointers in 4 of the 5 games, I like it. Yeah, I love it. 3+ 3-pointers at minus 130 odds.
Yeah, it's a great spot. Like almost every wing player that can shoot, that is a good pull-up shooter, just killed the Spurs. So yeah, I also like this spot a lot.
Okay, I have some breaking news from a bonus bet standpoint. I said we have 3 plays. Well, actually, we're going to have 4 plays today. Pips is coming through with an extra play. We're at 40 likes right now. I need to see 60 likes on the stream, and Pips has an additional 3rd bet coming through, making it 4 bets on today's show. But before we get there, let's talk about Pips' first play in the Rockets-Clippers game. It is Zubac under 10.5 points. Pips, talk us through why you're fading Zubac in this spot.
So since James Harden joined, he's under in 4 out of the 5 on the season, under in 7 out of the 10 overs against the Dallas Mavericks. Terrible inside defense against the San Antonio Spurs. Terrible inside defense against the Portland in that first game when Ayton was in foul trouble and they were playing without a big. He just killed them on the glass. My Houston Rockets, the best big defense in the league. They are allowing the least points to pick and roll man, so playing style. They are just helping inside on the pick and roll and not allowing that pocket pass. Harden won't have it available tonight. And last 3 games against the Houston Rockets, even the last season when our defense sucked, he still didn't cover this line. So yeah, I just think also he should lose pro playing time. He's playing terrible lately. So Şengün is not that big, so you can play try to defend him with someone else going small. Kawhi Leonard can sure do a good job at 5, and that could probably unlock their offense. So I just think he will lose minutes. Difficult matchup. Yeah, I just love it for Ivica in this game.
Yeah, I think minutes would be a problem on this one as well. Matchup wise, could be a struggle problem. Any thoughts on this one? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, Pips is the Houston Rockets guy, so he knows his team's defense really well. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense with Zubac too, and the Rockets are one of the better teams in the league in opposing limiting points in the paint. So this makes a lot of sense to me.
I'll just add the part where Sabonis had only 8 and 11 points, and Sabonis is like not even in the same level of Zubac on offense. Zubac is just like offensive rebounds, and Şengün is boxing out well this season. And when they took pick and roll from him, I don't see the way how Zubac scores in this game.
Yeah, exactly what you just said. If they're taking away the offensive rebounds and the tip-ins, then that lowers the ceiling for him to go over his points prop.
Yeah.
All right, some great stuff there. Let's go to Pips's second play, and we are 1 like away from the bonus bet. So anybody out there, smash that like button. Please help us get there. But yes, we appreciate all the support today. Let's go to Pips's second pick that he has today. And then potentially, I hope so, the bonus bet. It's the Knicks and Wizards bet, the Mitchell Robinson SGP, 10+ rebounds, 5+ points, Knicks money line. All that on MGM for plus 100 odds. Pips, tell us about this play.
Wizards, the worst rebounding team in the entire league. No one even close to them.
They're
also
terrible.
allowed the second most points, and everyone killed them on the glass. And Mitchell Robinson is probably the best rebounder in their league so far, like this season. Like he's completely crushing this. Like he had 13 or more rebounds 12 or more rebounds in 7 out of the 11 games, and some were blowouts. The game that he didn't cover like this line, it was like when he played 20 minutes. Every game that he played 25 or more minutes, he just crushed this line. And now he had 15 rebounds against the Hawks, 15 rebounds against the Clippers, 16 rebounds against Cleveland Cavaliers. Like those are difficult, not great matchup for rebounds. And he completely crushed it. And now gets like Gafford, who is, I don't know what to say. Like he is going for every pump fake and every shot contest, and like every offensive rebound is wide available. Dump off to Mitchell Robinson in dunker spot. Yeah, I just think he's playing a massive role for this team, and they just don't feed him at all. And I think this could be the game where he gets some they'll just try to get him some points, to involve him in the game. And the last part is Knicks beating Wizards is I don't know. I'm 95% sure.
I don't even know if the Wizards win another game this season, just with how unserious they are.
Yeah, it was a very unserious fourth quarter against the Raptors. Anybody unaware, the Wizards went on a 1-21 run and lose by 4 points. That was just, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
I think Wizards can win only if some team is just entering the game messing around. And with Tibbs, that's one thing I'm sure in this game. They'll play fucking hard like it's a playoff game. And if you're trying hard against the Wizards, I don't see how can you lose. It's very difficult, especially with Randle playing way better. Who will stop Brunson? Then you have I think Knicks bench can win this game against the Wizards. I'm almost confident that can happen. So yeah, I just think this is a great spot for everything of this NBA part.
Yeah, and I'll add a thing on Gafford. Obviously, that's the big rebounding battle for Mitch Robinson. Gafford, even though the Wizards were horrible in the fourth quarter against the Raptors, he didn't even play in the fourth quarter. He actually had a pretty good game up until that point. So, size advantage goes to the Knicks. Yeah.
the other option is Gallinari at 5. Like Mitchell Robinson you can put Gallinari next to Mitchell Robinson and shoot 30 times. I guarantee you, Mitchell Robinson gets 29 rebounds at least. Like,
let me add two here. Let me add two with this play, which I absolutely love this play. Last game when the Wizards played the Dallas Mavericks, in my Discord, I told people to ladder Derek Lively's points against this team. This team cannot defend the pick and roll. And I mean, I could just see so many alley-oop opportunities for Mitch Robinson. And, even if Daniel Gafford, like what you just said, Daniel Gafford, if he gets in foul trouble, it's over. Let's just write it up. Like they're just going to abuse Mitchell Robinson in the paint. And he could even get this done before halftime,
Yeah, I completely agree. Also, there was 3 straight possessions when Luka threw completely same play, like pick and roll. 3 Lively in 3 straight possessions. Are you guys dumb? Like what the
It took him the third quarter to figure it out. He should have been doing it the whole game,
Yeah. Luka could have 20 assists if he wanted to. So this is a great play.
yeah. Pips likes it. You get the approval from PropBomb as well on that one. We all really like this spot here on Mitchell Robinson. I'm pleased to say we are at the threshold for the bonus bet. Thank you guys so much for that. But another thing that came up here, Shades mentions, let's get to 2K subscribers as well. We are 16 subscribers away from 2,000. We can certainly hit 2,000 subscribers today as well to round off an amazing run of bets. But as promised, we did hit the likes that we want. In fact, we're at almost 75 as well. Let's get through that bonus bet. This one is also available at BetMGM for plus 105 odds. As I get the final confirmation, yes, let's get into it. Bonus bet here. Also in the Rockets-Clippers game, we're going to be taking Harden under 8.5 assists, pairing that with Alperen Şengün, the Shen GOAT, 12-plus points, and the game total under 229.5. Again, plus 105 at BetMGM. All right, Pips. Another play here in the Rockets-Clippers game. You watch the Rockets the most. You know the Rockets, so it makes sense. But, yeah, talk us through this one.
When you have Rockets on the board, you'll have bets on that game. As easy as it gets. So I'll first go and say, okay, Westbrook is coming off the bench, so they increased Harden assists to 7.5, which is kind of, I don't know. When I watch the games, he still have Paul George running the point. And you'll have Westbrook off the bench running the point and Harden in the corner. And so far this season, Harden played 5 games for the Clippers. He averaged 4 assists. He averaged 9 potential assists. So even if his number a bit increase, he's still very difficult to cover this line against the Houston Rockets that allowed the least assists in the league. So they are playing super slow. They are helping on the roll man, not on the ball handler. So, the pocket pass to Zubac will be completely shut down. So the only thing he can do is drive and kick. And, I don't know if he can beat Brooks or Fanford Fleet of the dribble, right now. So it will be interesting. And, I think this is too high. So far, numbers are very against this. And that's the main part of the bet. The second part is Şengün. If they go small, he will kill them inside. If not, he can still score on Zubac at will. If Zubac sag off on the drop coverage, he's shooting crazy from mid-range this season. One-leggers and looking like shuffle, completely looking like Jokic. And this is the Clippers will switch. And if you get smaller guy on him in the paint, that's easy buckets. And looking at the matchups, Man, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, backcourt defense will be pretty good. So they will need to go to Şengün way more in this game. And slow pace suits him very, very well to cook in the post. So that part of the game is also great. And I'm going for under 22 and 229.5 because slow pace game. Great defense on both sides. With Westbrook on the bench, this Clippers defense will be better. As I said, slow pace, great defense. Houston offense it will be difficult for them to score a bunch of points with Man starting because every player on the Houston Rockets besides Şengün will have a pretty difficult matchup. Like Kawhi Leonard, I don't think Brooks can score on Kawhi Leonard. I don't think Jalen Green can score on Paul George. And Jabari Smith is playing terrible. So it will be Fred VanVleet, like against Harden, or I don't know. But Fred VanVleet not that efficient. So yeah, I just seeing and also Clippers struggle like terrible on the offense so far this season. They struggle mightily. So yeah, I just think two teams that are better on defense than on offense and slow pace, this should be an under game.
Well, there you have it. As PropBomb said, Pips knows the Rockets. And as Pips said, the Rockets are playing. There's going to be a bet on that game more than likely because, I mean, he knows the team so well. Interesting piece of info I got from other bettors in the network here is that I typically go against, I mean, not like you're betting against your team here, but I typically go against betting against the Raptors. That's my favorite team. Probably, I don't know how you feel about betting against the Heat, but I still don't do it. But some interesting advice. Interesting advice is that you know the team better than anybody else because you watch that team the most. So if you see a good spot fading your team, sometimes it's worth taking. PropBomb, do you ever bet against the Miami Heat?
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I was coming into last night betting the Heat 5-1 record. I took 2 unders on the Miami Heat players, and I was actually at that game too. So that was like miserable because I was like rooting against my favorite team while actually paying money to see them. Yesterday, I took Duncan's under and Jimmy Butler's under, and I was way off there. But yeah, it happens. You know, it's just you got to be transparent, and that's just the way the game goes.
Yeah, and I'll say I'm in PropBomb Discord, and he's just annihilating the NBA so far this season. So huge props to him. He won like 30 units on 60, 70 bets. It's crazy stuff.
Well, they have, and we have these careers on. We have 4 bets today for you guys. It's been so far a great show. We have more on the way for you guys. We're going to go into some as well. We're going to talk about the Miami Heat so far this season. We're going to talk as well about Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. Decision, maybe. Was it Russ's decision? Perhaps. Is this saving face for us? That will be certainly a topic of conversation. But want to thank so far everybody who has given such tremendous support today. This probably will go down as our most successful episode we've done so far. So thank you to people like Dave Clark watching for the very first time. Perhaps you may stick around along with many other viewers who will watch the show in the future. Yeah,
I will have PropBomb for sure, a couple of times this season. This will be
I'd love to be on this. I love talking with you guys.
And anything else, all this other stuff in the channel you're subscribing for. You're subscribing for weekday shows with myself and Pips, 11:30 a.m. I'm also on a 2:30 p.m. show on Thursday with Kirk Evans, where we go deep dive NBA and a lot more futures betting. And Monday and Friday, Pips has another pick on the channel, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time exactly. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. The big SGP comes out. Big SGPs in the channel. What is a 4-1?
Yeah, you got to remind the new viewers, Pips. What's your record?
It's crazy. I mean, I'm on Twitter and combined 8-3. I think ROI is absurdly 220% so far on this low volume. But on our show, on our segment, we are 4-1. Crazy stuff, unbelievable. SGPs are going so well this season.
And the 16-2 run, of course, channel we're hoping to make. Let's get it to 20-2 by the weekend. And Extra Dank puts it on tail Pips if he's betting on the Sun not to come up. So a lot of trust going into Pips' picks. We'll recap all 4 bets, 3 of which from Pips, 1 of which from PropBomb at the end of this show. But let's talk about Russell Westbrook for a bit here. Russell Westbrook apparently has requested to come off the bench for the Clippers. We all knew that this needed to happen at some point. PropBomb, Pips has talked about this a lot of the show, but can you talk about Russell Westbrook and perhaps the struggles for the Clippers when he was starting and why this needed to happen?
Yeah, it just kind of goes back to, the Harden and Westbrook duo in the beginning, when they first were teammates on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Remember, it was Westbrook that was starting, then Harden coming off the bench. Then on the Rockets, both of them start. I don't know. It's I just don't think they work together when they're on the court. So a change needed to happen. And going back to Pips's SGP he made, I think it's great for the under. Los Angeles Clippers with Harden running the unit and Westbrook coming off the bench. You look at the 76ers last season, led by James Harden. They ran at the 4th slowest pace in the league. And I predict that's going to happen. Russell Westbrook pushes the pace when he dribbles up the ball. And if he's going to not start, that's definitely going to affect the overall scoring and tempo of the games. And you add a guy like Terrence Mann into the starting lineup and you replace him with Russell Westbrook, that adds more spacing for the overall Los Angeles Clippers. And I think that's going to also help out Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. I think this is just what the team needed. Hopefully they could turn it around their season. I know they had a really bad, I believe they're 0-4 since James Harden, maybe 0-5. But I saw a good opportunity to take Russell Westbrook 6th man of the year right now, plus 1,000. All that has to happen is just the season just has to turn around and Westbrook just has to continue coming off the bench. And as a 6th man, you look at the competition that for the 6th man award, you have like Austin Reeves, sure. Chris Paul, I mean, how long is Steph Curry going to be out? Like, I don't know how many you have to qualify for a certain amount of games off the bench. I think this presents itself as excellent value, plus 1,000 for Russell Westbrook, 6th man of the year. And I hope that this helps the team. I'm very surprised with Russell Westbrook just being very selfless because that's just not who he's known to be. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction for the team.
I really like 2 of the things you mentioned there. The first one, Harden running the offense, pace is going to drop significantly.
For sure.
And also added on to Harden usually playing slow. He's very unconditioned right now, fitness-wise, for the NBA because he just hasn't played enough basketball. So even further on that. Second thing on Westbrook coming off the bench, when you bet on these award markets, you're not just betting on who's going to be the best 6th man. You're also betting on who you think people are actually going to put their votes in for. And I guarantee you a lot of people who are making these votes are going to want to bet on the Russ narrative coming off the bench.
For sure. And look, Jacob, last season too, he was coming off the bench for the Lakers. He was a lock to win this award before he got
favorite
traded.
for a while.
Yeah.
Like he was minus money, I think, for a period of time. Maybe not quite, but he was a big favorite for a while.
Yeah.
All right. But hang on, Pips. I wanted to ask you about the selflessness apparently here. Question marks if this is actually Russ coming out and saying to the team, "Oh, come off the bench," or if this is Ty Lue telling Russ to do this so that it kind of makes him look better. What is your thoughts on that?
I don't know. Like as a player, never was a huge fan of his game. As a guy off the court, I always was a fan of Russell Westbrook. I think he's a great guy, and I think this could be like his decision. I think it could be his decision. Because like he just saw like 5 games in a row we lose, we can't defend anyone, we are not working together. Okay, let me go on the bench, and I think him going on the bench is even better for him. Like, he'll like he passed that thing when the first went from the bench with the Lakers. So it's not like huge decision.
It's not like foreign for him. Yeah.
Like it's not like when you first move to the bench, like it's kind of difficult mentally to just be okay with that. But when he did it the entire season last season, I just think now it's not kind of a big deal at all, and he'll be free to run his game of the bench and play his game more, run the pace, which he couldn't do with Harden, and be the point guard, which he couldn't be with Harden, which is like I think it's better for his game and how he will feel when he gets like plus minus of the bench unit up. And I think this will be great for the Clippers, great for Russell, great for everyone there. So I just love this thing.
Yeah, I completely agree on all fronts with that one. Anything? Go ahead.
One small thing too, Jacob, before we change. I think this also is going to help the shot diet for James Harden. When he was playing alongside Russell Westbrook, he had a lot of catch and shoot opportunities, and you could just tell he was hesitating a lot, pump faking from the threes because it's just not natural for him. He's not, he likes to run the system. So if he's going to be able to now get better shot looks, I think that's going to overall help the team. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
Good stuff. Before we go into talking about the Miami Heat, want to shout out 2 amazing donations that we got in. Sean Glenn, first of all, says, always appreciate the work. Thank you so much, Sean Glenn. This is like the 4th or 5th time this season we've gotten the super chat from Sean Glenn. Really appreciate that. And also Fries sent in a super sticker as well. Thank you guys so much for the additional support. Want to also shout out Fries here with this comment he put before we even went live here. He says he wanted to say thanks for what's going to be an incredible Black Friday next Friday because he's getting a huge TV all because of the board's awesome run to watch the games on. So the amazing run has helped Fries with this one. So that's awesome.
I had an amazing comment on the Twitter last night. Like it's not Santa that's bringing my kids presents, it's Pips. Like it's something like that. It was like I felt amazing. Like it was so fun.
Me personally, all this going straight back into the bankroll, and we're gonna hopefully have a great season ahead. All right, let's go to the Miami Heat. 1-4 to start the season. I had my, personally, I had my doubts about the Heat losing Vincent, losing Strus, not replacing them. Seemed like maybe a problem. The 1-4 start reaffirmed that potentially, but 7 wins in a row now. PropBomb, you are the Heat fan here. What has changed significantly for this team to go on a run like this?
Yeah, I think the thing that sticks out, what changed, is them not starting Kevin Love anymore, and them starting Haywood Highsmith. Haywood Highsmith, I mean, I saw some stat. They're like 17-1 when Haywood Highsmith starts. He is an excellent on-ball defender. And Kevin Love, you know, if he's just not hitting his shots, he's just a huge defensive liability when he's on the court. And I think also as well, they're unlocking some of their game, their bench game with Jaime Jaquez Jr. coming off the bench. Jaime Jaquez is also a really good isolation defender too. He's really good in the ISO, just defending. He's great with deflecting the ball. And the Heat last season, they were kind of missing a guy like that who can create their own shot off the bench. And not to mention Duncan. I'm going all over the place here, but like Duncan Robinson, man, like what's gotten into him the last 3 games? Like 16 plus points. He's never been this efficient and consistent. So overall, I think this team is they're playing like a team right now. And everything is working for them. I will say, though, I'm not so super bought in with everything just because of the strength of schedule. They've been kind of having the ability to play really easy matchups. I believe they played the Wizards, the Charlotte Hornets. Like, I don't want to take too much into account. I want them to face stronger teams to see how they really face out for the rest of the season. But I'm really liking how they look this season, even without their lead scorer, Tyler Hero.
Yeah, it has been a pretty good stretch of games for them. I'm actually looking right now. Bulls back-to-back as well, next to. So favorable, but hey, you got to win these ones if you want to be a competitive team, and they're doing that. Pips, you want to add anything on the Heat?
I mean, like, fucking Tyler Hero is out and they win. And
just like the playoffs.
We all hate here Tyler Hero, so that's a good thing to see.
To fill anybody on lore, I think Tyler Hero are like 0-5 on the channel since we started last year. Like, never won a Tyler Hero bet.
Maybe even 0.
Yeah. Maybe more, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just say, like, Tyler Hero is having a great season stat-wise, but I don't think he's doing much to add to wins. Duncan Robinson added so much to his game.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other thing, Jimmy Butler, playoff started earlier this season. Like, he was hurt a couple of first games. Now he's bought in, and if you get Duncan Robinson another level, Jimmy Butler starting to go hard earlier, Bam Adebayo playing tremendous this season, Highsmith doing all the things on defense. You have Josh Richardson now, I like that guy. And
yeah, him and Adebayo have a good chemistry together.
And Caleb Martin is back now. So, yeah, I think this team can hustle every game. So they will maybe struggle against bottom teams, but they will compete heavily and hustle against top teams. So they can win against everyone and lose against everyone. That's the Miami Heat. So we'll see what we get like over the next couple of months or 2 when Tyler gets back. We'll see. And then when they play good teams. So we'll see how they go.
They have the hustle. They have the Heat culture. Problem. I want your honest opinion on the Heat culture jerseys and the Heat culture court. You maybe seen it in person with the text in the paint. Be honest.
I don't like it, man. I think it's very cringe, honestly.
Very corny.
Yeah, I love the Miami Vice jerseys that they had in the past. I wish they kept those for the season.
Yeah. Those are really nice. All right. Well, I think that's all that we have for today, everybody. We appreciate all the support. We're about to recap all 4 bets. Before we do that, we actually have a good chance. We're 15 likes away from hitting 100 likes for the first time on this channel. So would very appreciate it if you can smash that like button if you've been cashing the 16-2 run with us, and if you're tailing the 4 bets that we have today Also subscribe because, again, we have so much great content on the channel. Me and Pips live here every morning. And 2:30 p.m. Monday and Fridays, big SGP. Another one on the way today. Notification bell on so you don't miss that. Or notification on Twitter as well at the Board HQ, because I always tweet out when shows go live and when big SGPs go live. All right, guys, recap of today's plays. First of all, in the Rockets and Clippers game, we have Zubac under 10.5 points for -115 odds at BetMGM. That was also at 365 if you have access to that. In the second play, we have Mitchell Robinson against the Wizards. Robinson, 10+ rebounds, 5+ points, and we're putting that with the Knicks money line, +100 odds at BetMGM. Third play from PropBomb is the Kings at the Spurs game. We're going to take Keegan Murray over 2.5 threes. Well, actually, 3+ threes was the better line, so get the 3+ threes instead of the over 2.5. For whatever reason, they were a little bit different. Final play, the bonus play that we earned today with the support, the Rockets and Clippers game. We have an SGP for +105 odds, also at BetMGM. Harden under 8.5 assists. Şengün 12+ points. Game total under 229.5. And let's try to have a great Friday. Before we go, PropBomb, anything you want to plug for yourself? Where can the viewers find you beyond just this?
Yeah, I created the Discord not too long ago. It's been a hell of a run and experience since the first 2 months I made it. But if you want to see some of my plays that are not on Twitter, it's the links in my bio, and you're gonna get high quality analysis every single prop. It's not just I give the play and that's it. I want to educate people. So yeah, feel free to join if you want to be on board with with the team this year.
Sounds great. And for Pips, I know that you get the picks over here, but on other days, weekends, let's say later in the day, you can also have Pips on Twitter at PipsNBA, PIPSNBA for more from there. But Pips and myself will be back a little bit later on today. We hope to see you there. We appreciate PropBomb very much for coming to the show. We encourage you to follow him on Twitter, PROPBomb on Twitter. And yeah, we'll be back on Monday after the big SGP. We hope to see you there. Let's have a great Friday, everybody.